Welcome to Cutting Edge, where we bring light to the pressing issues shaping our world. Today we're taking a closer look at the agricultural sector, a cornerstone of human civilization that's currently in a state of flux and protest across the globe. From India's renewed farmers' protests to similar unrest in other parts of the world, we're unpacking the layers behind these movements. In-depth look at India's agricultural protests. In India, the farmers' protests have become a symbol of resilience and resistance. Triggered by the introduction of new agricultural laws in 2020, these protests have evolved to demand more than just the repeal of controversial legislation. Farmers are advocating for guaranteed minimum support prices for their crops, a safeguard against exploitation by large corporations, and a call for sustainable farming practices in the face of climate change, global resonance of agricultural discontent. However, India is not alone. In France, farmers are battling against low prices and stringent environmental laws that threaten their traditional ways of farming. In the Netherlands, protests have erupted over government plans to cut nitrogen emissions, a move that farmers argue would put many out of business. Across the Atlantic in the United States, dairy farmers face an existential crisis due to pricing structures that make it difficult to sustain their operations. Climate change, the underlying crisis. The common enemy in these diverse protests is the impact of climate change on agriculture. Erratic weather patterns, water scarcity, and increased frequency of extreme weather events have made farming an even more precarious livelihood. The global farming community is calling for action not just on prices and policies, but also on support mechanisms to combat the effects of climate change. The role of technology and innovation. Amid these challenges, technology and innovation offer a glimmer of hope. Advances in biotechnology, artificial intelligence, and sustainable farming practices are paving the way for a more resilient agricultural sector. However, the benefits of these technologies must be accessible to all farmers, not just the economically advantaged, to ensure a fair and equitable agricultural future. A call for global solidarity and action. These protests and the issues at the heart are a call to action for governments, corporations, and the international community. It's a reminder that agriculture, the backbone of our food systems, needs reform, support, and recognition of its critical role in sustaining not just economies but life itself. As we conclude today's deep dive, it's clear that the agricultural protests around the world are not isolated incidents but part of a global dialogue on the future of farming. Stay with Cutting Edge for ongoing coverage of these events and their impact on our world. Like, subscribe, share,